9. Hey NL, have you ever been to the Netherlands? I actually have not. I mean, I would say it's on my list, but to be honest with you, I don't have a list. Plus, I always find that, like, really patronizing. Sometimes when people are like, yeah, you know, that country that you live in and you love, you pay taxes and you contribute to its culture and, you know, wonder. It's on my list of... I could spend a week there. Like, I really don't know enough to say that one way or the other. Bad idea. Bad idea. No NL like Newfoundland, you square. Don't ever call me a square. That's the most offensive word I've ever been called. I think I have been to Newfoundland, but I was, like, too young to really remember. I've been, as we say, down east a couple of times in my life, but, and I don't mean on vacation. It actually was definitely a vacation, though. See you in hell, jokers. How are we supposed to teach frost atronachs to kill if they can't even fit inside of the building? Through this door. What's your least favorite country based solely on name? Antigua. It's like, if you're gonna make your name like that, you should consent to it being used in the Beach Boys song Kokomo. This is it, you know. Lucini pouring from the sky, let's get rich, what? Whoa, okay. This guy's gonna kill the shit out of us, isn't he? What's your least favorite song from this year? Name some popular songs. I listen to classic rock radio, so I'm a little bit out of the loop on popular music. But I hear some songs in the stores sometimes, and I go, ooh, don't really like that one. You have no idea how bad this guy's gonna fuck you. Oh, lovely. At work yesterday, there was a really old guy in a convertible blasting Kokomo wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Made me laugh for a solid 3 minutes. What are you working on, a parking lot or something? Once I was 7 years old is just fucking awful. What's that one? That sounds familiar. I hate any song that doesn't allude to real emotion, but instead says the real emotion, where they're like, instead of, like, you know, a metaphor, they just say, like, I was sad. That shit is really annoying to me. You look at something like Built to Spill, perfect from now on, you know, Randy describes eternity. They don't say eternity's a long time. They say, every 1,000 years this metal sphere, 10 times the size of Jupiter, passes a few feet past the Earth. What's your opinion of the Captain Beefheart album, Trout Mask Replica? Largely amelodic stuff that you just listen to enough and then convince yourself that it's a classic, but it certainly has a place in music. It's an interesting album. Necromancer, Morokai. Ooh, I wanna smoke you in a smoker with bacon. What the heck you taking? So far, so good. We just gotta stay close. Just stay close. This guy's like, he's pretty fast. What's your opinion on Of Montreal? I'm very for Of Montreal. Despite not being Canadian, they're actually from Athens, Georgia. I'd say honorary Canadians based on their name. Fallen Ryu Saint, thank you for the subscription as well. NL, I knew there was a reason to sub to you, and it was that Built to Spill reference. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. This is easy enough. So we'll like take these. This guy's supposed to be hard? He's no skeletal dragon, I'll tell you that much. Put on the mask. Nobody cared about who I was before I put on the mask. I've only heard their Hissing Fauna album. Would you recommend any other Of Montreal? Yes, but I don't remember the names of the albums. But I remember the years. I'll be reeling in the years. Walking away the time. I don't remember the rest of the words in that either. That's pretty sweet. How do you feel about the pedestrianization of Norwich City Center? I know, man, it's like previously it was a cultural center that at least had a lot of industrial activity, and the financial sector did a lot of great work there, but at the same time I think that, you know, part of the responsibility of operating a public space is making it amenable to public resources, you know. I think it's necessary to make it a shared space that the community can enjoy, not just one for the, you know, cultural elite or those interested in a particular subset of history, so.
Nothing personal.
I have no quarrel with you.
I'm afraid you too.
Sub to say of Montreal's best albums are pre-Hissing Fauna and some of the newer stuff. I haven't heard anything actually since Hissing Fauna, honestly, because that's where I only started to listen to Regulate for the rest of my life. But there's that album that has, you know, let's pretend we don't exist. Let's pretend we're in Antarctica. And then they took that and used that in an Outback Steakhouse commercial, which was really weird. Let's pretend we don't exist. Let's go to Outback tonight. But I don't remember much of the rest of the album. There's that one that's like, I was never young, even as a child. But yeah, Hissing Fauna was dope. Sunlandic Twins, that's right. What is the album that's like, it's like a concept album, and it's like, there's this weird professor, and he's, every song title is like, On the Curious Case of Benjamin Button's Curio Cabinet. It's been so long since I listened to the Of Montreal discography. As soon as I found out they were actually from Georgia, it wasn't the same, man. Has Renegades been used to advertise a Jeep Renegade yet? Did you know that the song Renegades, I looked it up on Wikipedia because I hate it. And, it was actually written, it was commissioned by the Jeep Corporation. Wow. Hey, yo, someone says that's not Of Montreal. Yo, go tell me what their name of their 1998 album is. You think I'm fucking with you? Excuse me? Did you just throw...
Careful with that fire.
Did you just throw a cart at me? Are you talking about the hit duo The Renegades from Big Brother 10, starring Memphis and Dan the Man Giesling? Of course. Holy shit, he's not lying. Renegades was just about the Jeep. Like, I'm... Number one, Mr. Sellout doesn't bother me at all. But the fact that that song is like, you know, hey, live for adventure, but it was actually commissioned by the Jeep Motor Vehicle Corporation, strikes me as being extremely inauthentic. It's like, yeah, I love the outdoors. I also love sucking the cock of the Jeep Motor Vehicle Corporation. It's like, well, we're really driven by our love of nature and adventure, and also the fat paycheck that we got from the company that makes the Jeep Liberty. I'm not saying I wouldn't sell out to the Motor Vehicle Corporation of Jeep.
You think I don't know what you're up to?
Yeah, sure, whatever, dude.
You think I can't destroy you? And you think you can do anything about it?
Now we're fighting? I don't really know what's going on. It's quite the crackle going on. I love it, he's like a super mage, but he's just throwing like left hooks at it. You need some help there, Encano? What about now? Okay, we cool now? Yo, you actually have like no power. Okay, the fire is not that bad. Well, this is wonderful. Emerging gameplay. Sorry, I gotta wait for my stamina to come back before I use the Eye of Magnus anymore. Can you stop this? I really don't understand what's happening. Attack him when the orb is closed. I understand. I really don't understand what's going on with this magic anomaly. Like, I don't know why it's attacking Encano. I thought it should be like attacking me. Wonderful. Alright, let's do this, team. Alright, dude. What are you doing? Are you punching the orb? Dude, that guy's already dead, man! Is that Tolfdir? I don't think we're gonna be able to talk to Tolfdir, honestly. Dude, just fuck off. For a second, please. Alright, the orb's closed. What an incredible boss fight. Gotcha. Your shit is not worth the paper it's printed on, honestly.
I knew you could do it.
Tolfdir, you're back from the dead, man. What do we do now?
I don't know. I have no idea what to do.
Probably straight up like the worst professor of all time. I feel like that's how Ryan is gonna be when he's 80 years old. Cade's favorite hobby is like pointing at like an old white guy and being like, what if you look like that when you're 70? Man, if I'm a white, 20% of men in Canada, or I think it's stat as American, die before the age of 70. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm alive at 70, I'm not saying I'm lucky to be alive. I take relatively good care of myself, but at the same time, that's a win. There's a 20% chance I won't make it that far, so, God willing, man.
It cannot remain here, or else it may destroy your college and this world.
End this world, okay.
It must be secured. You now have the opportunity to maintain your college and carry on with your lives.
This is actually like the plot of every movie with a college inside of it. It's always a freshman comes, saves the whole college from the evil dean, and then they're like, you got an A in economics. I mean, technically with a 20% chance, if you die before 70, you're unlucky. Well, yeah, okay, what if you had a gun with 5 chambers in it, and you played Russian roulette with it? I think you're still lucky to be alive if you shot once and didn't die. Bonks V2, thank you for the subscription. Tolfdir, I want an honorary doctorate. This is ridiculous.
There's no one more deserving to be archmage, in my opinion. Here, consider these.
I'm just saying, anything under 50% is still unlucky. No, the luck is corresponding to the severity of the punishment. If you got a 1 in 10 chance to get killed if you pick the wrong number, and you don't get killed, I still think you go, whoo, that was lucky, because the consequence was out of control. You're going to be arguing semantics. I'm going to be, thanking the higher powers above that I got an extra day on planet Earth here. Now you've earned 25% off of your textbooks. Fantastic.
Ancano is exactly why we're so restrictive about access to the college. We'd all have perished.
How do you feel about the leadership of the college, though? Learn the location of the Elder Scroll. Find a freaking needle in a haystack here. What? It was inside of me the whole time? He did the entire college questline for no actual reason, GG. Excuse me, every time I do one main quest mission, people go, oh, why is he mainlining the main quest? I spend half of a freaking subscriber stream doing a side quest, and people go, whoa, it doesn't even have anything to do with the actual story. You dang jokers. It's almost like, the 3,000 people watching this are disparate individuals who all have unique sets of criteria for what they actually want to see. It's almost like it's impossible to make a large group of people happy with one overarching solution. Please give me the Elder Scroll.
What do you plan to do with it? You know what you're asking about. Are you someone's terrible?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls. Who wrote the Elder Scrolls?
The scrolls. Sorry. Talking about
price for what? Yeah, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls. Sure, Elder Scrolls. Oh my fucking god.
Even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods.
Elder Scrolls.
All which might have.
Oh, is this it? Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls? Do I even need this, man? Learn the location of the Elder Scroll. Oh, I fucking hate you. This Ruminations book is incomprehensible.
He's been gone for a long while.
You know you're not holding a glass, right?
Haven't heard from him since.
Oh, you don't have a cup, dude. This is an improv class. That sounds delicious. Kate is so savage. Did she ask if that's what I was gonna look like when I was 70 years old? I don't know if we should just jump into this icy water. I mean, I've heard of the polar plunge, but this is ridiculous. Top 5 places to poop excluding your own home. A hotel room when you're by yourself. At work where you're paid by the hour. Swanky restaurant. After hours amusement park. NL, do you like Spoon? Yeah, of course. Third year of college, Ga 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 came out. Sorry, Gaga Gaga Ga came out. Listen to that album like 400 times. Hey NL, you should actually start watching the WWE. I don't really watch anything. It just, you know, I find like watching stuff is like, if you watch one thing, you gotta watch everything. That's my problem. I much prefer just acting like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to wrestling, and then when Josh comes on, we'll, you know, correct our misconceptions. Have you watched Spirited Away? No, I told you, if you watch one thing, you gotta watch everything. How do you feel about the friendly guy who offers you mints in a swanky restaurant toilet? Personally, I feel a little weird small talking with him after I just ruined their facilities. I have never, or in a long time, I haven't been to a restaurant that has a bathroom attendant, actually. My two favorite movies were released in 2009 and 2012 and were very well made and violent action adventures. What are they and how old am I? Okay, 2009 violent action adventure, 2012 violent action adventure. Is one of them Dread? I was thinking, what's that one? It's not The Room, it's the Raid. Was it The Raid? Hint, they were made by the same dude. Is it The Raid and The Raid 2 Redemption?
The top level was built.
They're made by the same dude.
Indeed.
It's like we're the same person.
Absconded with them. Or so they think.
We're drinking if we ain't thirsty, and I'm about to give her that T-Pain squirtin'. Alright, so, like, where's the scroll, though?
Here.
Oh, Inglorious Bastards and Django! Yo, Trev Newt, you nailed it. There's no way you did not nail it there.
Speaking. One block.
Right on the money. I knew, great instincts, Trev Newt, great instincts.
You must bring him something in return.
Now how old is he? Now how old am I? 2009. I'm going to say they were born in 1993. You're a 23-year-old young man. Real Muddy Man, I eagerly await your response. 1999, I'm 16 years old. You have no idea. First off, you're still a young man at 16. Don't let me tell you that you're not about to become an adult. But holy shit, Inglourious Bastards came out when you were 10. That shit is blowing my mind. But you know what? Good taste, for sure.
The point of puncture.
I watched a quirky cult movie in 2010 in theaters, thought it was really good, but not amazing. Watched it again recently, and it's become my favorite movie. I'm 17. What movie is it? Okay. Quirky cult movie, 2010. Watched it again recently, it's become my favorite movie. Quirky cult movie, 2000. I have no idea. I thought it was pretty good, but not amazing. Watched it again recently. It's become my favorite movie. I have no idea. Is it Moon? Is it Moon? That's what I'm going with. It's not Moon's not really quirky, but it's a cult movie. That's an 09 or an 010. People love it on the internet. Oh, you know what? It could be Scott Pilgrim. Life Aquatic is not 2010. That's like a 2004 banger. Oh, Burn After Reading. Could be Burn After Reading.
Two shapes. One edged, one round.
This guy cannot hold a candle to the conversation we're having in chat right now. I'll tell you that much. Ding, ding, ding. Scott Pilgrim is it. You know, I watched Scott Pilgrim when it came out, and I liked it a lot. And then I watched Scott Pilgrim again like 2 years ago, and I was like, maybe it was just in my youth that I liked it. I liked it a lot. My favorite movie is the original Godfather. My favorite album is Grace by Jeff Buckley. What age am I? You are a 22-year-old film student. Don't let me insult Grace, though. That's got the, you know, I wish I could do a good Jeff Buckley impression because I wouldn't be here making jokes for you, ding-dongs. I'd be making millions of dollars at Carnegie Hall. But, you know, obviously it's got Hallelujah on it, but it's also got, like, that opening track that's like, Black Beauty, I love you so. It's so good. And now my favorite movie is a comic book movie which was shat on by critics on cinema launch but is actually pretty good. I'm 18 years old. What is it? Your favorite movie's not Spider-Man 3, is it? Or is it like, are you getting like super pretentious and your favorite movie is actually Ang Lee's 2003 version of the Hulk? Because I don't buy it. It can't be Green Lantern. There is no way that... Oh, Watchmen? It wasn't shat on critics. That movie's like certified fresh. It wasn't shat on by critics. That was shat on by the audience that watched it and then said, oh, big blue dick, big blue dick. If my favorite movie is Gladiator, my favorite comic book movie is X2, how old am I? I'm going to say that you're actually a little bit on the older side from myself personally. I'm going to say that you're 29 years old. Watchmen has a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's fine. As far as compared to the rest of Zack Snyder's filmography, that should be considered like a fucking Oscar-worthy performance. I'm not gonna suplex him. You never know. This guy might have some useful stuff for later. Ryan, what do you think my favorite movie is? All right, this is a great question. Austin, I'm gonna give it the old college try here. I'm gonna distill everything I know about your personality. So we're gonna start by defining a range. Austin is 23 years old. That would make him 23 or 24. So he was born in like 93 roughly. So his formative years were gonna be like 2008 to 2012. What would he watch in 2008 to 2012 that he really likes? Keep in mind, what else does he like? Dad rock. Austin's good old-fashioned American boy. He likes good old-fashioned American movies. But he's also got a little bit of a sci-fi twist in there. 2008 to 2012 sci-fi. Originally, I was going to say Moon, but I've decided that Moon is maybe a little too under the radar for Austin. You know, if you're only seeing like 10 movies a year, I don't know if Moon ends up making it in there. I think it's got to be something a little bit, it's like a Love Actually with sci-fi elements released between 2008 and 2012. I'm going to say that your favorite movie is Zombieland. 2009 horror comedy, mainstream, with a little bit of a freaky bend to it. Dads like Zombieland too. I'll say your criteria was spot on. So that's a start. But it's not Zombieland, it's District 9. Yo, I was... You have to admit, although I was incorrect, I was so close with the criteria. It's a 2009 sci-fi film that dads love as well. District 9 is a great movie. I saw that movie by myself in theaters, and I didn't regret a single second of it. Yeah, why am I supposed to pickpocket this guy? Let's get the hell out of here. NL talks to chat and occasionally remembers he's playing District 9. That's why, like, sometimes I go into the comments of these Skyrim episodes, and I go, like, what the fuck? People are, like, in the comments, they're like, what is this guy actually doing? And I'm like, oh, right, remember, like, if you're not watching these on Twitch, this content is probably a lot less desirable. Did I say playing District 9? Whatever, playing Skyrim, whatever. NL, my favorite movies are Enter the Void and Eraserhead. Okay, you're like 25. Dark Kuz, I'm banking on you being 25, but nobody's favorite movie is Eraserhead. Look, Eraserhead, it did some great things for cinema. I like David Lynch, but at the same time, it's like, come on, Eraserhead is your favorite movie? If you could only have like one movie to watch for the rest of your life, it would be Eraserhead. You're gonna be on the desert island watching Eraserhead. I'm 22, and no, it would be Enter the Void, you dummy. Alright, okay. Fair enough, you got me. Rank Pixar movies? I mean, they're all masterpieces, but for my money, maybe it's just me, but for me, you gotta put Cars 2 on the top. NL, I'm a British guy who likes comic comedies. Everybody calls me a hipster. Oh, what's your favorite movie? It's gotta be The Thick of It. The Thick of It is the British comedy for English hipsters. Released in 2010. If it was a 2008 or a 2012 banger, I probably would have said that it was one of the Cornetto trilogy, but it's gotta be The Thick of It. Bonus round, 2 favorite comedies, 2004, 2007, made by the same dude. Easiest shit of all time. That's Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, written and directed by Edgar Wright. One of my favorite movies is a 1998 action drama picture set in France. What is it and how old am I? I actually have no idea. I'm 27. I like this game. YouTube's gonna hate it though. I'm 27. 2 favorite movies were both in 2010, about 6 months apart. They're both sci-fi mysteries. Holy shit. Prince of Persia. No, I actually have no idea. I'm assuming one of them is Moon, though. It's hard for me because, like, chat is pretty active. I'm trying to brag. Oh, yeah, Inception's got to be one of them. You're right. I'm not trying to brag, but chat moves pretty fast. It's hard for me to remember the name of the person who said it to get feedback afterwards. I'm 30 and I've been subbed to you for 36 months. What's my favorite movie? Probably Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Shutter Island and Inception. Why don't you just get a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio and save yourself the 20 bucks at your local multiplex? NL, my favorite movie is a 2009 science fiction film that takes place on Earth's only natural satellite. What is it? That's got to be Apollo 17. Rank the members of Nsync. There's no way anyone who does this that does not put Justin Timberlake number 1 is trying too hard. By every conceivable metric.
What is it? I know you were trying to keep it for yourself, Cesar. You always try to keep it for
You alright, dude?
There's got to be more.
Oh, he's a skooma addict. Alright. Sorry to do this. It's for society's good. I think after Justin Timberlake, you've actually got to give it to Joey Fatone. Here's my explanation. Starred in one of the biggest financial successes in terms of like revenue over budget, in terms of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Also had some TV success afterwards. Then you get into number 3. I think you got to go Lance Bass. You know, made headlines by proudly coming out, you know, as a homosexual, which I think takes a lot of chops. You know, it takes a lot of chutzpah to do that. And he wanted to go to space, and I think that's a noble aim. And he was serious about it, man. He, like, started cosmonaut training before it, like, went down and didn't work anymore. Then I think you gotta go JC Chazé, just because he almost had a chance at a solo career. You know, he had that song, Blowing Me Up With Her Love. But definitely, JC Chazé, you would have ranked him number 2 at the close of Nsync. But instead, he ended up not having quite the success that maybe you would have expected. And then finally, you gotta go Chris Kirkpatrick, who really, like, didn't do anything noteworthy in the band, and also didn't really do anything after the band, I think. Can we talk about how Justin Timberlake might be the perfect human? Dude, Justin Timberlake, for my generation, at least when we were, like, in high school, people hated Justin Timberlake. They're like, he's just a talentless boy band hack. But then he got over that, you know? I remember, he was like the Justin Bieber of my generation, believe it or not. Where, like, you know, he's on Punk'd, and he started to cry because they were like, the IRS was taking all of his shit. And then, we were like, haha, look at this guy getting punked out, he's crying like a little bitch. But then, you know, you get a little older, you realize, first off, that's insulting. But then also, he's done a great job of making himself more likable, you know, through the stuff like Dick in a Box. Bonus around my favorite 2 Russell Crowe movies came out in 2000 and 2005. What are they? I would say, I don't know, maybe Gladiator and then Master and Commander. But I don't know what Master and Commander I thought was like an 02 jam or an 03 banger. I think it's 03 actually. So now I'm confused about what 05 Russell Crowe movies there are. Oh, Cinderella Man. I forgot about Cinderella Man. I'm actually like still a little offended that I got Austin's favorite movie wrong. It actually like burns me deep inside of my soul. Rank the gases that compose the Earth's atmosphere. You probably got to go nitrogen number 1. You know what? Nitrogen is the most populous, but for my money, I'm more of an oxygen man. Then you go nitrogen. Probably like argon after that. And then, you know, the rest, honestly, I could take them or leave them. What's your problem with argon? Not Aragorn, you freaking nerds. I'm done with movie games, okay? We've done enough movies. That's it. Movies are over. We could do some Would You Rathers instead. I'm not gonna rank my co-hosts by the size of their penises. That's private information that only I have access to. And I'm not gonna out them like that. Would you rather move to Veracruz and work as a tour guide for the rest of your life, or would you rather not? I would rather not. What are your predictions regarding the future of the energy market in Canada? Definitely, you know, we're probably going to go to war with the United States over Arctic oil. So I'm pretty excited for that. I've already started building my, you know, panic bunker. Don't tell my landlord. Oh, well, easy there. You could have just said that nobody's home. Would you rather get $1 billion or $1 jillion? You know, I think conventional wisdom would say $1 jillion because it's more than $1 billion. But I think, honestly, having $1 jillion would just be, like, more work. Because you'd be always like, how am I going to spend all of these jillions of dollars? So I really feel like $1 billion is a manageable amount of money, and $1 jillion is just too much. I don't think I'd never be able to figure out how to spend it all. So after 10 million, money just starts to sound like a number. That's a great point. Can we talk about the fact that somebody at Bethesda here had to be like, okay, here's my 3D model for a large decorative Dwemer strut. Somebody spent like 4 hours of their workday making this large decorative Dwemer strut, and then they had a stand-up meeting and they said, okay, we got the 3D model for the large decorative Dwemer strut. What should its weight to value ratio be? And they had a conversation. Somebody said, that's a horrible weight to value ratio. What's the point? And then somebody else said, you fucking idiot. I have seniority here The large decorative Dwemer strut only makes sense from a gameplay perspective if it's got a 1.5 to 1 weight to value ratio. Hey, yeah, I'll take a Dwemer gyro, please. Hold the Dwemer. Would you rather revive Billy Mays or Randy Savage? Honestly, you might think, why would I ever answer that question? Because I don't know them that well? I mean, sure, I'm on a first-name basis, but, like, we never hung out that much as friends, more as acquaintances. But I think I would just flip a coin so that I am free from the, being the person who chose not to resurrect the person who didn't get resurrected. And then I'd say, like, hey, if you lost, don't be a little bitch. I just brought a person back from the dead. Are you sure you want to fuck with that level of, you know, necromancy? Would you rather compete on Big Brother with Dan or on Survivor with Mathis? There's two answers to this question. If I go into the Big Brother house with Dan, there is like 0 chance I win. Dan, you'd think being on the show and winning basically every single time would make him so he'd have a disadvantage, but he would still smoke me. It wouldn't even be like close. Okay, that was a little bit of a surprise. Who left their lawnmower upside down at the top of the staircase? But, so I'd get my ass kicked on Big Brother if I was in Big Brother with Dan. On the other hand, if I was on Survivor with Mathis, I'm not saying 100% I would smoke Mathis on Survivor, but I'd probably have a better chance. And we'd at least be going in even. But then, so I think from a winning standpoint, if it was like, if you don't win this game, then you're not going to be able to, like, you know, survive. I'd rather be on Survivor with Mathis. However, in terms of, like, having fun, I would definitely rather spend 12 weeks in the Big Brother house than, like, however long you spend on that fucking island. Like, at least in the Big Brother house, you have, like, unlimited food. You're living in, like, a mansion. You got, like, a pool and stuff. If you get knocked out, you can just, like, hang out in Los Angeles hotels, right? You know, that's not so bad. It's better than being in fucking, you know, the Vanuatu rainforest for, like, 2 months. So I think I'd rather be on Big Brother, honestly. And maybe, like, out of the goodness of his heart, Dan would see fit to take me to, like, the final 2. The pool has jizz in it, I guarantee it. Every pool has jizz in it. If you've been living your life thinking that you're swimming in jizz-free pools, you're operating under a false pretense, my friend. So, let me get this straight. The Iron Dagger of Burning has an icon that's a knife. This item, a knife, has an icon. It's just a cube. What do you think about that? Sky UI. Do you think you could come out of Big Brother being friends with Dan if he betrayed you on the show? Honestly, if I went into Big Brother and, like, made an alliance with Dan and he betrayed me, what was I expecting? I've watched his Supercut. I know you on the show. In real life, I think you can trust Dan intensely. I do believe it. I think he's a person, even though he's a shit disturber, I think he could be a loyal friend. But on the show, you can't trust him as far as you can throw him. Anybody that goes into that show, you know, trusting Dan, they really can't be mad if and when they end up being betrayed, because it's all public record at this point. I haven't watched the Supercut from season 14 yet, but it's like whenever people get like mad on the show at things that Dan does, I'm like, you know, you're on like a game show to win money, right? Like, it's like you're not on the show to actually like make friends. You're on the show to win $500,000. When people are like, he's a piece of shit, like, I would never, can't believe that someone would do that. I'm like, you're on a get, you all signed up to win 500 grand, buddy. Who are you trying to fool here? I think being in that house nonstop makes people crazy after a while. It's probably true. I believe that. You know, I don't think it's as easy as it looks. I also think it's fucked up that they put, like, 15 people in that house or whatever, 12 people in that house, and then, you know, you only make money if you come first or second. I guess you get like a stipend if you make it to a certain level, but what's your favorite part of the Big Brother 10 Supercut? I really like when it's the final 3 and they beat Jerry in the elimination competition and he just like takes off his pants and he's in his tighty whities and he's like, God damn it. Like the sense of defeat out of that old man is palpable.
Embarrassing.
Who would get kicked off first in NLSS Big Brother? Honestly, I think Dan has a good point. I was not offended when Dan said, I would probably do poorly on Big Brother because people would take offense at my humor and then just like not like me very much. From what I gather about Big Brother, a big chunk of the early game is just like being friends with people. And I think that maybe sometimes I could be perceived as being a little bit abrasive. Most of the time it's just I'm a shit disturber just to add some fun to things. But I think some people would take it the wrong way for sure. Who would win though? I mean, the smart money would have to be on Dan, right? He's been there before. I don't know. The problem I've got to vote out Mathis first. Because I know Mathis will turn on me in a heartbeat. The man has not a loyal bone in his body. He'd sell me out for a nickel, I think. Would Josh win? I think Josh, he's got that like little Danism where he's like friendly and you can underestimate him easily, but then he could pull like a mastermind move. I believe that. Bear? I don't think Bear has the Big Brother, I don't think he has the killer instinct, honestly. I think Bear would be like, he'd make it far because he wouldn't make enemies. By the way, I'm talking out of my ass. You should really be asking Dan about this, but I don't know if Bear has if he has the bone in his body that would allow him to pull the trigger and knock out one of his friends. Similarly, I think, you know, Nick couldn't do it. He would rather lose than betray somebody. Does Bear have Killer Instinct too? He's got Killer Instinct Gold for the Nintendo 64. Austin? I think Austin could... I think he's in the running for a win for sure. Malf? I also think Malf could do it. But I don't know, you know, sometimes with Malf, he lets me down with his intestinal fortitude. Like, sometimes I think he'd be all in, but sometimes he'd be like, I hate living in this house. Let's, you know, I got a headache. And then you'd be like, well, let's just vote this guy out. One thing's for sure, though. I think I got no chance. Who would you bring to the beach island getaway? I might bring Malf. We could have a fun time. I don't think I have any chance on Big Brother. On NLSS Big Brother, maybe. On Real Big Brother, no chance. I don't think I could win any reality show. I'm not Bachelorette material. Definitely not Bachelor material. I'm more of like a Jeopardy guy, honestly. You could win Millionaire. I don't think you would bet on me to win $1 million. I think I'm good for 128K. But I'm honestly on Jeopardy. Because here's the thing, on Millionaire, it's high variance, right? Like, if you're a genius in like 99% of categories, you could still get, on the like $64,000 question, you could get a category you got no knowledge in whatsoever, maybe your lifelines are gone, etc., etc. But I think on Jeopardy, there's a little bit less variance. Because the sample size is much larger. So even if you got like one whole category, like musicals, you got no fucking idea. The other thing about Jeopardy is that I feel like it's like Video Ball, man. Jeopardy's sort of like Video Ball in the sense that people think that Video Ball is like there's some secret, but it's just double touches, you know? The thing with Jeopardy is people think you actually have to know all the answers, but 99% of the time, you don't, well, not 99% of the time, like 30% of the time, you don't need to know the answers. They give you contextual clues inside of the Jeopardy answer, and then you answer with a question. So, like, people, sometimes, like, I'll be watching Jeopardy at home. People go, how'd you know that? And I go, I didn't, but they said, like, this musical politician, you know, got in a gunfight with Aaron Burr. And you go, that's fucking Alexander Hamilton. Even if you didn't know Alexander Hamilton got in a gunfight with Aaron Burr, you'd be like, musical. Then you'd be like, oh, Hamilton's making waves right now. I think, though, most of the people on Jeopardy are geniuses. The problem is you can look like an idiot if you're bad with the buzzer. A lot of the people who I think, you know, you watch Jeopardy, you go, oh, this person's dumb. They're probably not actually dumb. They're just bad at the buzzer game. Who would you take on Family Feud? Honestly, I think Dan would be fine. Christ, don't take me. I don't know. Austin was like my third. I feel like I might be the only one of the NLSS cast that has a firm grip on reality, to be honest with you. Josh would probably he'd be on the short list. Look, I love Nick. There's no way that Nick makes it onto the Family Feud short list. One of his favorite fruits is lemon, for fuck's sake. He's not the kind of person you want on there. Malf, I don't know, even, like, he's a wild card. Sometimes he's all in on the Family Feud stuff, and sometimes he's got, like, no chance. What's wrong with lemons? The thing that's wrong with lemons is if you're on the Family Feud and they say, what's America's favorite fruit? And then, like, apple and banana have already been said. If you say lemons, you're fucking off the team. That's a ridiculous answer. I agree with that. Someone in chat said on Family Feud, you're better off with idiots. You're better off with someone who's in tune with the common man. Nick is not in tune with the common man. He's an exceptional individual in all ways. You know, yeah, I think Bear could be on there, but sometimes Bear surprises me too. I guess, you know, if I have to take 5, I guess Bear would be on the list. If you're gonna force me. Nick is too good at thinking outside of the box. I think that that's true. Nick's first inclination with every Family Feud question is that it's a trick question. And it's like, it's not correct. Most of the time, they want a straight answer. You know what game show I'd do good on? The Price is Right? Don't fuck with me, Austin. If you and I go on The Price is Right, I'm taking you down. But it would, well, only in the Showcase Showdown. You know what's bullshit about The Price is Right? The first person who wins the Showcase is like the best player of The Price is Right. But sometimes they go up and they're like, you get a chance to win a new dinette set. And then the person who was like the last person to win the bidding war at the start, the showcase, they sometimes are like, here's a new car. Like, that game rewards mediocrity. You know what show I would actually do great on, and it pains me to say it because it's a garbage show. Well, it's not garbage, it's just low quality entertainment. Is that celebrity name game show where they, like, you know, one person sees the celebrity name and they have to, like, you know, oh, he starred as Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers movie. And then they go, Bob Hoskins. No, you idiot, he played Mario. It's John Leguizamo, the Latin Prince. Did he just blow steam in my face? Where are you, Billy D. Williams? You probably do well on that lyric game show. Yeah, is that even on anymore? Don't forget the lyrics. Don't forget your toothbrush. This guy is actually terrible. Oh, the dick chop! And now, would you do well on Nickelodeon Guts? I'll be honest with you, I do horribly on Nickelodeon Guts. You might think that I talk myself up on these shows. That I, you know, come into this and you know, I'm such a genius. I would definitely kill Jeopardy. No, I'd get my ass kicked. I'm not good at climbing. I'm a horrible climber. You know what game show is bullshit? Is Deal or No Deal. The show is literally like random chance. And then, the banker called. He added together the remainder of the values that are left in the briefcases and then offered you slightly less than that. Will you take it? Deal or No Deal is basically like primetime television's version of pick a number between 1 and 10. What in the... Oh, that's an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Yo, why's it always gotta be jellyfish, man? Rate your confidence in Wheel of Fortune. I think that of all of the areas of intelligence that exist, I'm fairly intelligent linguistically. I think I would do okay on Wheel of Fortune. I think I'd have a chance. But that game show's bullshit as well. Why you gotta throw the wheel spin in there? It should just be called Hangman. Competitive Hangman.